48.
Okay.
We got a little snow in Detroit. That's out in our front yard. This is myself.
Do you have any idea what year that was?
Let's see.
How old are you in that picture?
I can't be too old because we left when I was in kindergarten. I must have been about 5 years old. And I'm about 34, 1934, I guess. And then in the summertime, that's this is number 49.
Okay.
They'll be about the same year, but in the spring, out in the on the front side of the house, playing with the kitty cat. Here's another. Oh yeah, here I have this one. Number 50.
Okay.
My brother Lee and myself in our fanciest dress in the Detroit neighborhood.
That's called your best bib
About
and tucker.
1935. What?
That's called your best bib and tucker.
Best bib and tucker. Now, on the other hand, this is not 51.
Okay.
I'm writing that down.
And this is dated, oops, it's not, unfortunately. It's about the same time, but this is down in Lot at my grandmother's house out in the chicken yard. It was one of my favorite playing places.
In the chicken yard?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd climb up in the fig tree and eat the figs and give them the skins, and they'd play and scatter and jump at them.
What kind of tree?
Fig.
Oh.
I'm telling family secrets. This is number 52.
You're safe with us, Grandma.
I'm
They're
not so
staying in
sure.
the family.
This is the house that my grandfather Numbers was born in St. Louis, Missouri. I can't come up right now with the date of his birth, but we have it in the family records. That's Edwin
St. Louis?
William Numbers.
We ought to be able to get back to when he was born.
I thought, yeah.
When did he die? What year did he die?
I don't know, honey. I don't remember.
Do you remember how old
About
he was?
61, but I don't know what. He died while we lived in Los Gatos.
But you don't know how old he was?
No, it's in the records, in the
Okay.
genealogy we have, I know.
So what was the family secret?
It's
Yeah,
got my
that she
father in it,
used
so
to-
I guess we ought to
It's like throw figs at the chickens?
do that one. We won't do that
Chicks,
one.
fig skins.
Number 53.
Okay.
This is, again, out at the lake in Michigan, outside of Detroit. And this is the men in the family there. This is Uncle Charlie, my grandfather's half-brother.
Well, we didn't have
This is
computers.
my
You had
father.
to make your own
Edwin Lee
games
Numbers
and things, you know.
Sr. And this is my grandfather, Edwin William Numbers.
Now we don't have chicken.
And that's my
Well,
brother,
more
Edwin Lee
figs.
Numbers Jr. And this is Uncle Bob Minogue,
Remember the
a
dog's
relative by marriage.
name? Remember the dog's name?
Ready?
No. Dog.
That's a great picture.
Let's see if there's a date on it. 54.
Okay.
This is my mother and my father at the eastern shore of Maryland about 1932 or 3.
When you say eastern shore of Maryland, where are you talking about?
Eastern Shore,
Well, but
where
what
we
was
were this
Oh,
last
okay.
summer.
So
About
what was
what
the
town?
beach? What was the beach called?
Ocean City,
Ocean City.
Maryland.
Okay.
And you said your father, what, Edwin Lee Sr.?
Edwin Lee
Numbers.
Senior. Yeah.
Is there a special occasion or?
Yes. Well, there was a special reason. This is 55, and I'll tell you the reason was
Okay.
this one.
55.
My brother was extremely ill. This is my brother, Lee, Edwin Lee. We called him Lee. And this is myself. And this is Ocean City, Maryland Beach on the eastern shore. My brother is extremely allergic to poison ivy, and he had it so badly that the doctor said we just really needed to get into salt air and to the ocean, salt water, where he could be in it as much as possible to cure it, because it would dry it up. And so we had to go over to Ocean City, Maryland,
Darn.
and spend a
Darn.
couple weeks there.
Darn it.
You wrote it off.
And it worked.
It's like, it's like an excuse, it's just like, I have to go to the beach. She's
Yep.
like, oh, really? She's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, really did. Well, it worked. And I had Jim bring me salt water from over in Arcata when he was there and we were up in Salyer because I got poison oak. And he'd bring me bottles of salt water, ocean
Really?
water, and it works. This is the same trip.
What number is that one?
And, 56.
Okay.
My father's there now, and my mother, and my brother and I, at Ocean City, Maryland.
Look at those suits.
Wait a minute, that should be 1937. Correct that date on the other one. About 1937,
If
yeah,
we're,
30. What
if
did we
we're in
say?
the right decade, Grandma, we're
Okay.
doing all right.
I wish I knew who those kids were, because they're relatives. But that's a good, this is number 57.
Okay.
And it's a good picture of my brother Lee there on the boardwalk in Ocean City, Maryland. Don't know it says Eastern Shore relative, but I don't know who it is. That's 37.
Maryland MD,
Hmm?
Yes.
the abbreviation for Maryland MD.
Yep.
MD, yeah.
This is the same trip.
Number?
No, 58. Do you
Okay.
think I get this going right? This is Edwin Lee, and that's myself and the other two relatives. We had a good time down there, and Lee got well.
Okay.
Oh, look at that.
Number 59. Okay.
ready?
Nancy having a bath in the bathtub.
Let's get a close up of that one.
About when was that, Grandma?
Oh heavens, I don't know.
How old do you think you were?
Not very old, maybe 3.
Can I see it then?
I don't know if that's a bath or that looks just like a fruit basket. You know, number 60.
There's no date on this, but this is
Number 60?
the 60.
Yep.
I keep trying to get dates on. This is Mother and Daddy and my brother and myself walking down the street in Washington, D.C., where they had sidewalk photographers that would take impromptu pictures.
That's a neat picture.
In Washington?
Washington.
That's in Washington, D.C.
Oh, wow.
You can tell that's semi.
Number 61. Okay.
This is Jim with his first bike in 1959.
Looks a little big.
Yeah.
He kept falling off. He'd always
Had to
go
grow
over.
into that one, huh, Jim?
I don't know whose
Kept
idea
going
it was.
over the handlebars and scratching his head up, and I asked him why don't you put your hands down? He says that would hurt. I'll never forget that.
You're doing what now?
He didn't
It
want to
hurt my
scratch up
hand.
his hands, right? He
Oh.
didn't
That's
say, yeah, I
right,
didn't want to hurt
too.
his
He had
hands.
to pump his head in his hands.
Oh.
But he wouldn't put his hands out. Because
That would hurt.
that would hurt. How did you reach the pedals?
I don't know.
I can't imagine you
Probably
reaching
why
the
you
pedals.
He couldn't sit on the seat and pedal. He had,
No, he had to stand on the
but
pedal.
Is that the smallest bike you could find back there?
that's the one you wanted.
Oh, I see.
Either that or I got a hell of a good price.
Yeah. I obviously had size issues back then.
Like a chihuahua.
Oh, and this is 62.
62. Okay. Got it.
This is Jimmy wearing one of his art projects from school
That's a pretty nice bike.
around Thanksgiving in 1959,
Oh.
which is when Lisa was born. These,
You can see the mark
Okay.
on his forehead.
I know,
I'll
you
have to
can.
see that.
And this is 63.
Number 63, okay.
No, yeah. This is
Ben. You look like
1959 also, and it's Jim with our neighbor's two daughters, Kathy and Christina,
He didn't waste materials.
still wearing his art project.
Yeah.
What were Kathy and Christina's last names?
I don't remember. 47.
64.
64.
64 and 47.
This is in 1947. This is my high school yearbook picture.
So I saved this one.
And was that your senior picture?
Yeah, yes.
Can I see it, Dad?
Ready?
There we go with number 65.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
We had a
sometime around
cadet
about-
Corps at our high school, which is
76.
not unusual back in Virginia.
And
I was a lieutenant senior year
Bill was
in
kind
high
of
school.
surfing through
That's my
his
uniform.
computer about 5 years or 6 exactly.
1947.
And lo and behold, he came up with a picture of that airplane for sale, a guy down in Florida. So,
Really?
and it was the same airplane because you could see the tail numbers. on it.
That's
Yeah.
the same price?
Huh?
Same price?
Same price?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. It's probably worth a whole lot more than that.
They're doing
Uh,
a few of the school pictures now, so we'll do this.
I'm not very
66.
good at selling. I'm good at buying.
This is
I think that was
graduation,
just about 5 years ago that he
My
found it on-
graduation
Yeah, I think it was,
picture.
yeah.
in
Oh,
the
really?
yard where we lived at that time, and my brother Lee standing next to
What
him.
year did you buy that? That must have been about,
Okay.
Did we miss one? Is
Let's
that-
I don't think, no, we haven't got a number on
That was
I,
66.
I'm
that. That must
jumping
have been
around.
about 1970, because I graduated from high school in 72 and moved away. But you had the
Comanche.
Comanche before then. So it would have been around 1970 thereabouts. That was halfway through my high school.
Trying to finish
Or
up these
72 could
others.
have been.
67.
Okay.
That's about the right time, around 72.
This is
or
my
something like
great-grandmother, Elizabeth
Get old man's
Landrum
airplane.
Tomlinson.
Tilt it that way just a little bit so the light can shine on it.
Oh, this way.
There we go. Perfect.
that.
Good.
Forgetting.
Elizabeth Landrum Tomlinson, and this is taken in the yard at Lott, Texas. I can't tell you when that was.
It was
Number
There's
68.
46 Tango.
These are my grandparents, Minnie Lee and Charles Lee Trice Sr. No, it's not Minnie Lee, Minnie Augustus Tomlinson Trice.
Okay.
They're quite elderly at that point too.
And who was the male?
who's the
The,
man?
the man, Charles Lee Trice Sr.
That's your great grandparents?
My grandparents,
Grandparents.
their great grandparents, my grandparents.
The-
69.
they call him
This is
Uncle
when we
Sam.
picked the plane up in Melbourne.
That's right. Matter of fact,
in
we were
Melbourne?
packing,
69.
we were putting the luggage in the luggage compartment.
Yep.
Picked up the plane and where?
This is when we bought
I think
our
it was,
airplane. We picked it up at the
Vero
factory
Beach,
at
I
Vero
think.
Vero Beach, Florida. About what, 19 what,
The,
Herbert?
We were thinking around 1970,
1970.
because I
That's-
graduated from high school in 72,
Hello.
and I think you had the Comanche for part of the time I was in high school, so somewhere about halfway through
Yeah.
my high school, 70, 71, something like that.
Ready?
The two men in the picture are Herb and Chuck Carell, who sold us the plane.
And that was 46 Tango.
4546.
4546 Tango
That's
T.
right.
Okay, this is a
We
pretty
got it.
good.
Got it, okay.
Got a number on that one?
They just, yeah, let's get a number on it, and then there's one child there, I gotta figure out who it is. There's Charlie, and there's Clyde, That must be Jimmy. Let me see here. There's Walter, there's Charlie. Clyde, that is Jimmy, by golly. I gotta get a copy of this.
Is that right?
Not this Jimmy,
Yeah, you
Jim
mean,
Trice.
yeah, your cousin.
Yeah.
Ready?
Let's see. We only
I'm
need one
saying
of
ready
these
to bed.
because,
We're doing the progress.
this is all the boys.
Ready, Ben.
and then this has the boys and the girls.
Okay, well, we'll get the one that has everybody.
Okay.
What number?
Unless this one's clearer than that one.
It might be a little clearer. What do you think? That's all the boys, and this takes.
Well, I think that works okay.
Just say excuse me and go by.
Let's see if there's a date on it. It's number 70, Tyson.
Okay.
And, but I don't see a date. Let's see.
Say you have to go to the bathroom really bad.
Let me think about it. This must, gee, I don't know. About 35, 37. 1935, 37. These are all my Trice cousins.
Okay.
This is Walter Weidman. He was the oldest grandchild. I'm next, and that's me there, Nancy. And then,
Well, that doesn't mean
my
anything,
brother
'cause I don't
Lee.
trust your mom. 'Cause even if she
Then
lives
Charlie.
right now, she can still change her mind.
and this is Jimmy and Clyde. Those three boys are brothers. And this is Carolyn Weidman, his sister.
Which ones are Trice?
They're all Trices.
Oh.
The Weidmans,
That
she
bugs
was
me
a
way
Trice.
too much.
Their mother was a Trice.
Oh, okay.
That you get in
And
trouble for saying.
Charlie, Clyde, and Jim were Trice. Their father, that was Uncle C.L.'s boys.
That's not healthy.
But you know, there's the Trice name is Kaput now, 'cause
Yeah, and so is the numbers name.
That's
Oh,
still not healthy,
Yeah.
because I'm
No
not talking
male
about just this
offspring.
time, I'm talking about other times too. Ready, Ben.
Oh, me. Let's see. This is 71,
Okay.
February 6, 1955. And that's our son Jim. And that's
1
taken
year.
in San Jose.
Oh, no. I don't really want
And the notable thing about this is that's Uncle Bill in that picture.
Yeah.
let me see that.
Let him take it first. This is number 72,
Okay.
Okay.
March 13th, 1955. And this is Uncle Bill Oden holding Jim as a baby.
I was less than a year old.
Ready,
Yes,
Ben.
you were a small baby.
Where at?
Oh, in San Jose.
You sound weird. I don't know, you sound like,
Oh,
You're
here,
right.
this is the even better picture. Here.
yeah,
I
you sound like an
see.
8-year-old. What the heck? You don't sound like Trisha.
Oh, yeah, this is much better.
Yeah.
What the heck? You sound so weird.
I don't know about this one.
Dude, I've talked to you other times on the phone and you sound like Josie then, and now you do
Yeah,
not
I
sound like
This is
Josie.
number 73, March 13th,
brother.
And that makes your voice
1955.
Mhm.
high pitched.
And this is
I remember Uncle Bill.
Uncle Bill and Aunt Elsie Oden holding our son Jim.
What's their relationship?
Uncle
How are
Bill,
the Odens?
Uncle Bill Oden,
We're doing
Now, see, this is
is
His dad's?
Dad's uncle.
Dad's
He's
my
your
mother's-
great
My
uncle.
mother's brother, there
Yeah.
were 10 kids in that family, 9 girls and a boy. He was the boy.
Yeah.
He's your great
grandmother.
uncle. I don't think we need that, do you?
Yes,
Oh, do we? Okay.
I remember this picture very well.
Oh, all right.
Dad,
Okay.
pass this one so it doesn't get out
What time
later.
is
Oh, wait a minute, Bill, Ben.
72.
And Uncle Bill Oden is your uncle.
Was my mother's brother.
Yeah. And your dad's great uncle.
Tell Chris.
Oh,
I said
74.
Great-great-uncle.
And this is mother and son.
Can we just do that one?
Jim, huh?
Don't care.
No, I think it was with somebody else.
Oh, okay.
In our backyard in San Jose in
No, yeah, we did.
1955.
I heard him.
Oh, we did do this one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did we do that?
Yeah.
Oh, this must be a duplicate.
That's why you
Let me see.
remember it so well.
I didn't hear that much. It sounds like.
Can't
Wait,
you hear
no,
the-
let me write it down.
Well,
railroad tie
patio.
Do we want to scan that
patio that broke Grandpa's spirit.
Yeah, that's right. Because you made them with used railroad ties.
So there.
And there's only one thing that's bad about railroad ties that are used. They have cracks in them, and then gravel gets in those cracks. And unfortunately, you have to saw these things to length, you know, in order to
Ready then.
make your pattern. Well, I got the place where there wasn't a rental tool place
Yeah,
in
'cause we haven't done that yet.
Santa Clara County.
Yeah.
They didn't close the door whenever they saw me coming. Because sooner or later, I just had, you know, if you're sawing, you're going to run a saw blade, just sure as the world.
What kind of saw were you using?
Chainsaw.
Chainsaw.
Yeah. And so I got the place where I couldn't get anybody to rip me chainsaw.
And that was the end of your home improvement days?
That pretty much. Yeah.
Before he put those down in the sand, we had them stacked in the backyard, you know, just piled up, and we had our dog Gus. And Gus would climb up on that pile of railroad ties and look over in the neighbor's yard. And he liked our neighbors, and our neighbors liked him a lot. But one time, Dick Schrader, Dick Schrodel was out there in the backyard, and he looked up and he saw Gus on that pile of the railroad ties looking at me. He says, "Don't you do it, Gus," and he sure did. Gus just flew right over off of that pile of railroad ties and over a 6-foot fence into his yard. And later on, at another time, Herb and Dick were standing out in the front of the house. You take it off.
Sunday.
Take it up from there, Herbert.
And Gus, I thought I had him secured in the backyard. And
Chris sounds like Bradley Russell and Zach all put together.
and the next thing I knew, I was on the ground because Gus he chinned himself across that 6-foot board fence, and he came around that garage, that full board, you know, and he caught me in a body block, you know, just right on the back of the knees. And when I hit the ground, my feet were higher than my head, so I came down hard right on the middle of my back.
We were talking to Dick one minute, and the next thing
And
he's on his
then I'm
back.
on the ground.
I saw the
down.
whole thing happen because the dog ran. I was in the kitchen. The dog ran right by the kitchen window, and I was always aware of that dog getting out because he terrorized the kids in the neighborhood. He wanted to play all the time. He played hard. And I saw the whole thing. It was so funny.
What kind
Finally
of
had
dog
to-
was Gus?
Finally had to find Gus a better home out in the orchard country because, you know, when he threw one of those body checks, you know, on about a 4-year-old kid, the kid would stop rolling about a half a block away. And their parents got a little tense about it.
Well, and we were transferred to Mexico.
Well, that too.
Yeah. This on the
What
back
kind of dog
this
was
says.
Gus?
Boxer.
He was a boxer.
Oh.
That, can you see that very well enough? I just found that
You wanna
under
scan
the
this
pile here.
twice?
Huh?
Yeah, because we use numbers for it.
You didn't give me a number for
And I
that
wrote a
one.
different note.
It's got an ID on the back of it. And we ought to get Tom,
got a
Grandpa
different
Tom's picture.
commentary.
in
Oh, yeah.
here. This is 75,
There we go.
Patio that
75.
broke Grandpa's
and
spirit.
this is my father in 1906,
Wow.
Edwin L.
Riley
Numbers,
is. Yes.
Senior.
Where's that?
That would be in Austin, Texas.
Zach is for Southfield. It's so awesome. I love it.
In the camera.
Yeah,
There you go.
number 76.
Okay.
And
Did you already
this
have a
is
description of it?
Thomas W. Giles, Tommy, my stepdad. He and my mother married in 1947, so he's never really a father to me, but he was a wonderful person. I dearly loved him. And he's the only grandparent that my children know.
Nichols.
Even though he's not a blood relative.
He was what?
Not a blood relative?
No,
Hmm.
no.
Nichols.
He married my mother in 1947.
It's kind of like this.
1946.
Well,
1946.
the car-
They
the-
married in 1946.
In the fall of 1946. A lot of my classmates said, well, it's about time your mother got married. You're a senior in high school.
Ready?
When you were born. This is number 77.
Okay.
This is our home in our home meaning my mother and Tom Giles in Waco, Texas. And when Jimmy was born in Waco, we were staying there. This was taken 1952.
I wasn't born until 54.
But the same
Oh,
house. But the same house. Right?
Is that the same-
1954.
Probably the same house. So.
I'm reading 1952 back
Well,
there, and that's
it's the
from
same
this
house.
picture here then.
Ready?
Yeah.
Are you in the picture?
Now,
No.
this is a nice picture. You can put stickers on all of those, I guess. We'll get them in there. 78.
Okay.
This was taken about 1952. This is my Aunt Benny Finn right there, and her sister, my grandmother, Catherine Numbers, and my brother Lee. This was taken in
Oh, wow.
Texas, around Austin.
Get her, Edie. Get her. Get her, Edie.
This is 79.
Okay. I can zoom in on that one.
This is Tom Trice. He's now a converted Texan. They moved from Washington to Waco, Texas. This is in 1951. He's got on his cowboy hat and boots. He really turned Texan when they moved down there. And this is number 80.
Okay.
And this is my brother Lee and my mother in Waco
She misses
in
me
1951.
online. I haven't been on
Okay.
Wait, one more time?
Oh, I thought,
I texted her.
what, this is the same thing. And,
Text.
Number 81. Okay.
and this is my mother and Tom Giles in Waco, Texas. Note the boots and the hat.
3 a.m. This morning.
You-
Funny story about Wilson.
Who's this
sold-
story about? Uncle Wilson and
Uncle
Tom?
Wilson that we talked
Giles,
about earlier,
okay.
Wilson Trice, and my stepdad, Tom Trice.
Tom Giles.
Tom Giles. When they got down there, Tommy was learning a lot about Texas, you know. He'd been raised in Virginia. And my Uncle Wilson decided he talked to Tom about buying a bull. Gonna make a lot of money on
Buy a
this,
bull?
buying this bull, you know, siring. And I don't remember how much. I
Oh,
think
is that
Tommy
right?
paid him $500 for the bull. Found out the bull was sterile.
Oh, there's a money maker.
And that's Uncle Wilson. He was the one that was.
Ready.
He was the one, you know, wanted to be a big money Texan.
They can't say words, but they can say more.
Oh dear, let's see here. 2.
82.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And this is a really good picture of my Uncle Charlie Powers, who lived in Detroit. He is my grandfather Number's half-brother. Was half-brother.
Did they share a father or a mother?
I don't know. His name was Powers, though, and my grandfather was Numbers, so it must have been a mother. I think that's the way it was.
Yeah,
Annie Geyer.
Geyer, yeah, I see that name.
I think that's the way it goes. Okay. This is a good picture of my brother.
I heard.
Oh, and we'll
Ready?
put a sticker on that one. And this is 83.
Okay.
To let him know that I
And
know
this
that
is
it's true.
in October 1983. We were on our honeymoon.
83?
Yeah, we're at 81.
53.
Oh, wow.
The picture's 83.
I know, these are getting confusing up there. We gotta get past
yeah.
these numbers.
I'm getting tired.
Tired and they're
Um,
used to an hour later.
We're in New York City.
We'll just stop.
Can you get that?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, on our way back to Peru.
There's some really small.
And this is my grandmother numbers. Herbert, myself, my father,
Probably.
and my half-sister Ellen. Obviously, my dad had remarried.
Can I see it?
Ready?
No, wait, that was grandma numbers,
Lynn and Tyson are leaving this
Herbert,
room.
Nancy, and your father.
Edwin.
Ed.
And we were going back.
Who's the little one in this
Grandma?
picture?
That's Ellen.
Ellen.
Half-sister.
Last time we
Okay.
saw them,
This is same trip, same place. But my grandmother numbers, my grandfather numbers,
Tyson and Grandma.
myself, my dad, and my half-sister Ellen.
That's number 83, right?
It was awesome.
84.
Sorry, 84.
Really
Okay.
good and all love it.
Can I see that?
Let's put this in this
This is the next
right
one.
here.
That one numbered?
75. You didn't put a number in that. Oh, you did. Oh, okay. 85.
85, okay.
Yeah.
Goes down
This is
4
my
5.
brother Edwin Lee,
Receptionist or something.
numbers junior, and that's taken in Arlington, Virginia when he was in high school, so it would be about 1946 or 45. I really wanted to get this one in before the others
You
on.
didn't hear it?
86.
It's just as far away
Okay.
from-
Well, I love that picture.
What, this one? the,
So ready?
Can you tilt it back
This
a little
is-
bit?
what?
Can you tilt it back?
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Ready.
This is Herbert and I at a party in Lima,
A party.
about 1951.
Kind of party, Grandma.
Yeah, you know I party, it's your grandfather, it's not the party. That's all.
Enough for
Number 87.
Okay.
And this is a picture taken in Mexico City when Jim and Carol Sheets came to visit us. Cousin Jim. This is Cousin Jim and his wife Carol. That's
Jim
Herbert.
Sheets.
Jim Sheets, yes.
Who are your
And this is myself. And we were out on the town at the restaurant Típico Mexicano, El Gallo, on Insurgentes.
Scan both
And you
of
note
these.
that there's a
Mariachi band.
mariachi group in the background.
Yeah.
Good music.
Spent a lot of money on music when we went to Europe.
Okay.
88.
Okay.
And I
That's
loved the
Herbert
music
and-
and
Lima,
was interested in learning the words. and whatnot.
1952.
So they'd always come over to the
He
table.
put on the
and
back
I
of this
would,
old sloppy in person, but I
keep
thought it was a pretty good
occupied for
picture.
an hour
Yeah.
Okay?
And
All right.
learned a lot of Mexican
And
music.
okay, this is the last one, 89.
Okay.
And it's winter 68, 69, and this is our wonderful cabin we had at Snowshoe Springs, Dorrington, California, on Highway 4 in the Sierras of California.
Mm.
A lot of snow there.
Yeah.
We got one more to do.
Oh, one more?
Good. And
Oh,
on
yeah.
at 90. You can 90.
Okay. 90.
Okay.
This is a double.
Ready?
You don't have a clue when this would be, do you, Herbert?
Let me see.
It's in 46
Okay, so
Tango
we call
when
that
we went down
87A.
with Uncle Bill and
Oh, look
Elsie.
at that.
Oh, yeah, that's,
Are you sure that's 4-6 Tango?
oh,
Can you
yeah.
tell for sure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That was when Bill and Elsie went down with us.
That's in-
No,
No,
Bill and Elsie
in the
Bowden.
60s.
Yeah, it is 4-6 Tango because there's two mixture controls there.
yeah.
See?
I remember when there was snow up to the top
Yeah.
railing of that cabin.
We've got pictures of that igloo that you all built somewhere.
Yeah, there was a year that there was snow up to the top rail of that.
Wow.
Who's mine?
We haven't got,
Let's see,
we
we
didn't
didn't
get
do
that one yet.
Oh, you didn't do this one yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Baby's outside.
It's
Hmm,
number
what?
90.
The
Okay.
dog is whining. I couldn't figure
So
out.
no date on it that I could read. But this is Herbert and Uncle Bill in the cabin of 46 Tango
In the 70s.
in the 70s,
60s or 70s?
60s, late 60s.
It would have been 70s because you
70s.
didn't have, well, I guess you might have gotten the airplane around
No, it'd
70.
been in the 70s.
Yeah.
We're on our way to Baja and
Well, we went
visit
to,
with Ed Rudisell.
yeah.
I think I have some pictures of that visit too somewhere. And we flew over to,
That is
This guy, this friend of mine, was developing a place that was north of Manzanillo. And it had a little bay there, beautiful little bay. And pretty high rocks all around it. And you could stand up above and see all the way at the bottom. Which Nancy was doing at the time. And I went down in that bay and was gonna have a little swim.
yeah, snorkel.
That's right, I'm snorkeling. And I just happened to look over my shoulder and I saw nothing but fish. I mean, a huge fish, and I think it was a grouper. Because it wasn't a shark, because I think I recognized the shark. But he was big enough, you know, that he wouldn't have hurt me because they're not an attacking fish. But I didn't want to be in the same water. And I sort of just,
Launch.
Yes.
yeah, I just launched. And I sort of just came right up the side of a rock.
Kind of like a crab
Yeah,
climbing.
yeah.
And I'm standing up there on top of the rock, seeing the whole thing develop, and I just howled laughing, and he said, "What's so funny?"
I didn't
Hey,
think it was very funny. I thought
There's
my
when the
life was
snow
in
was up
danger.
there, there's Peppy standing on it.
I bet that darn fish weighed 300 pounds.
They can get
Oh, yeah.
huge. Here's a
And they
big
got a
one.
great big mouth on them.
Yeah.
No teeth.
That's actually snow over the top of that rail.
And that's a dog.
That's Peppy.
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 Peppy in a sweater.
Cute up. Cute up.